Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nick and Trav. I'm Nick,
And I'm Trav.
and it's still Mechanicus. Like the tone of my voice in that sentence sounds like a
Never goes away.
yeah. I know. It's just oh god, we're still here. But no, like fuck yeah, this is the best. Fucking love Mechanicus, dude. Like, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Trav. Like tactics games, to some people, it's a fucking massive put off because they're kind of all the same. Like you got your grid, you got your homies, you got your RPG element of getting experience and gearing them up and stuff like that. And in this game, it's Blackstone, obviously. But I don't know, man. For me, it's the one thing that makes a tactics game great is that its combat is as good as it can be. But the real thing that I feel is gonna suck you in is the atmosphere that the game gives you. And Mechanicus to me, so fucking good. You are literally just these robot dudes, cybernetic men and women, running around just killing shit for the Emperor. It's good stuff.
That's fair, but I feel like you could say that about at least most. Like I don't know, you could say that about RPGs. It's more about obviously there are differences and there are things that improve or innovate or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But a lot of times, like the RPGs, the tactics games, the you know that's really what a lot of those things are about is the world that you're in and the things you interact with more so than obviously gameplay plays a part into it, but if you're into what's going on, even if it's repetitive gameplay, you might slug through it to see the story out. So I don't think it's a tactics only issue. It's
Mm-hmm.
a thing that can affect any genre. Uh, but I could see where that might of all genres, this might kind of pick that up the most because you're talking about yay grids, fight, win, go do.
Yeah. Ungo bungo, we go to objective.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. But yeah, alright, let's look at our new deployment. We got lock and key. Scavola needs a key to the artifacts she recovered earlier. This key is in the possession of a senior Necron in the tomb of Agrelek. So it looks like we go against a boss on this one.
that's
New
fun.
canister. One tech priest of your choice gains 2 damage. Oh, wow. Oh, there's a buffer. And then, ooh, a blaster.
So I started blasting.
So I started blasting. It's an AoE cone, too. Alright, so we got another arc pistol from the mouth of the malediction. A counter transmission has. Oh, god damn it. Here we go.
What?
This fucking guy. Remember, this is the guy that we went in to do a. We put in the new sound system and he's been shooting out dubstep all day. There's now.
Uh,
Someone's now probably playing like Daft Punk or some shit to get across his Skrillex.
Sweet.
So we gotta go kill that shit. Target a troop is another buff. And then we get a new alpha and a very good gun. Holy shit. Damn.
Okay.
Alright. Damn. Alright, then we got Envy Metal Quartermaster has requested the Chamber of a Store of Animation Alloy and Tomb of Air Crypts. Steel can be used to manufacture advanced ammunition for the Skitari. We'll get a. Ooh, this is actually really good. Huh. And then a shit ton of black. Dude, that's a lot of fucking Blackstone. Holy shit. And then we'll get Servitor 3 off of this one. Power Field Gen. Physical attack, we really don't need that. It's kind of good. This class, it's kind of good. I'm not gonna say that it's great, but it's kind of good because it's a pierce weapon, so it'll go right through targets. But then I gotta line them up, Hmm.
So does this one sounds like Out
This
of
is a
all the
boss.
reactions of these quests, it sounds like this one's kind of on the bottom here.
Yeah, this is a boss one. See? Void Admiral is
Okay.
in it. This is a boss one.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, man, what you want to do?
Let's do that one with the shitload of blackstone. I think it was the fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Envy Metal. Alright.
The heavy metal.
Let's go. Alright, do we want to try out our new Vanguard alphas?
What do they do?
Well, they have a taser goad, deals area damage, and they have a single target melee attack. Turns into a cone area. Oh my god. These things are stupid.
So why wouldn't we use it?
Alright, so we'll do 2 Vanguard. Yeah, we'll do 2 Vanguard and then I'll do 2 Rangers. God damn, that's cool. Alright. Sweet. Alright, let's do this. Further traditions affect our troops, Magos. Depleted and adamantine tip rounds, especially effective against Necron warforms. Adamantium supplies on the Celestis. Caustis metal can are running out. You see the quandary. Quandary is indeed apparent. What can be done to improve supplies? In the tomb of Ericus, significant stashes of adamantine reported by Skitari scouts suggests denying to the enemy and claiming for our own use. If the need is judged severe enough, tech priests shall be sent to acquire this asset. Decide quickly, Magos. Adamantium utilized by the tomb to fuel the motion of Aerocrest armorily. It will not be there for long. I think we need to speed run this one.
I'm game.
Muscatari has postulated the adamantine story is used to fuel the armorily that Aerocrest built to mirror his vision of the gateway of the galaxy. Whatever that armorily means to the Necrons, they're very keen on keeping it going. A symbolic blow against the Aerocrest armorily, the Caesar of materials for Skitari use, benefit to everyone, except to the tech priests who must risk their lives to get it. I know my Skitari are crying out for those depleted adamantine rounds. If we are successful, Magos, you'll save a lot more lives than you risk. So we're here. We can go. We got 2 objectives. We could probably hit everything if you wanted. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't see a timer or like a turn counter, so I don't. Well, I mean, from the objective thing, it sounded like he wanted it done fast. So.
Yeah, for now, let's just head towards that glyph on the left.
Okay.
And we'll see how it plays out.
Bear the script of the enemy, for right into it as lies are the seeds of corruption. Cryptmen verses 11 through 13. The stars and planets decorating this chamber seem to represent some form of pattern or code. It might be worth recording them, given Aircraft's apparent role among the Necrons of Silver Tiberus as a court astronomer. Do you want to document? Despoil, praise. Oh no, praise decorations up the wall that might be made of precious materials, or do you want to deface? Deface the decorations to strike a mortal blow against the denizens of the tomb.
Well, last video I established my pattern of thinking, and this doesn't exactly fit into that. So, I guess
they're not part of the Imperium. All right, they're Xenos. You can't think of them as beings. All right, they're lesser.
Are you trying to
No.
Force me into an answer here?
I'm not forcing you into anything, Travis. I'm just saying, heretics die a horrible death, and that's just something that happens in this universe.
All right, fine. Let's deface it and see what happens then.
Damn right we're defacing this shit. Well worth it. We got 2 CP. Who gives a shit? With prayers of intolerance and rage, the cohort obliterates the patterns with plasma cutters and vibro chisels. The violence done to the
Racism.
chamber. Wait, what?
I was gonna say racism wins again.
Yeah. The violence done to the chamber walls causes a fracture in a coolant pipe that fills the chamber with toxins, but not before the cohort has taken solace in destroying this cultural artifact of the Xenos enemy. Hell yeah. And it's not racism, Travis. Okay.
Are they a race of people, the Xenos? Whether they're lesser or not.
I'm just saying, dude. All right, Xenos. You can't think of them as people. Okay? They're Xenos. All right, left to right, buddy.
Do the pink boy.
Hey, blackstone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. First objective marker. Here we go.
And we're getting like 200 just for doing this. Like we're gonna get some shit unlocked here.
Hey, yeah, dude. We're gonna make our boys nice and strong.
I like strong boys.
Oh god, we got a Necron destroyer in here. Here we go. All right, so we're killing all enemies. And while I set this up, Trav, I believe we are finished with Ace Attorney. Who is next on your list?
Yeah, so that was number 4. I mean, these will probably be a little bit more just like, well, yeah, because we've kind of already talked about it when we were going through the IGN stuff.
Fucking IGN. Man.
So my number 3 is the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Okay.
And that was IGN's number 1. You didn't like it being number 1. How do you feel about it being number 3 on this, especially this list that I've made?
So far, your list has been very interesting. It's not been like you know, and we've talked about it. You know, you said you made this list with the idea of wanting to be quote unquote a little different, and not so. Oh, hey, Final Fantasy boss number 1, Final Fantasy boss number 2, you know, that kind of shit. Which is kind of going to be it's remotely kind of how my list is going to sound at the beginning.
I kind of figured,
but you know, there are a few mix-ups in there that I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be hyped to know. Alright, let's see here. Can I get this in one turn? Yes, I can. No.
Yeah, and then it was fun. Like, you know, like we've talked about. I didn't put like a ton of thought. Like I wasn't just like, you know, you literally told me like you went to your stack of games and you're like, okay, here's this one. Do I even remember the last boss? And
yeah,
like, you
exactly.
know, like you thought about you saying like I thought like I put some thought into my list, obviously, but you know there was like quick like top 10 final bosses on the internet. There was like a quick run through of like, you know, memorable games in general that I can think of off the top of my head. You know, like some of my favorites. Why are they my favorites? Is it the final boss? Obviously, some stuff like there's Ganondorf and Bowser. That's in all of them. Like, which one is the best of those? For what reason? Type of thing. So, while I didn't do an in-depth analysis of every game that I own, I did put some thought into it. And yeah, I think, you know, to make it more customized too, like I said, a lot of these are like my favorite games. You know, Metal Gear Solid 3, like I love the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I love the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney franchise. Sly Cooper, you know, Mario, Zelda, all that stuff. So like, it's very much a list of things that I love. So, you know, that's how it ends up also being different. On top of the fact that like, you know, I didn't. That's why I didn't think we were going to agree on the Ace Attorney, in the sense that like, you know, you think for most games it's like you fight the guy, you kill him, and then that's your final boss. Whereas like this isn't exactly that. It's, you know, you have this prosecutor. It's the final case, and like I beat you in this final case. Like it fits our definition, but isn't what you traditionally think of as like the final boss.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
So that was kind of more where I was expecting to not end up agreeing with you, and in fact that's probably one of the few things that we will agree on. I'm suspecting from these lists. So that was fun, but yeah. So that's how that my thinking came about in these lists. Um, so, yeah. So the boss. I mean, I won't get in depth on these top three because we've kind of talked about them all already. But for me, especially in the Metal Gear Solid franchise, like I would kind of like to think of the Ocelot encounter in 1 or 4 as being potential, uh, you know, places on this list, but I feel like the first one is a bit simplistic, and I feel like the fourth one is as well, but is more of a nostalgia trip than anything. Like it feels more nostalgic than substance based. As badass as I love just getting into a fist fight with Ocelot on top of, I think it's on Metal Gear. It might not. I forget if that's in fact true, but it's a badass scene. It's a fun thing to go through, especially as like themes change. You fight them as Liquid, and you hear Metal Gear Solid 1 theme play, and then two he changes into Solidus, I believe. 3 he changes into young Ocelot, and you keep hearing all these different themes. But at the end of the day, there isn't much to it other than nostalgia and just a way of like, all right, these dudes are at the end of the rope, like someone's just got to win, so then you're just beating the fuck out of each other, and yay, you won. Not to take anything away from it, but I just felt there's that, and then like I said, in number 1 it felt a bit basic of a boss battle, because what I think, you get Metal Gear Rex, you just throw some missiles at him, knock him down, and then basically another fist fight on top of Metal Gear. So in the same sense, in a similar sense, they're the same type of fight. So then the boss, was a very difficult fight while also having a lot of substance to what that meant. But yeah, I mean, we could talk about that in the next battle.
Okay, cool. All right, the cohort's rad sensors have picked up a previously unknown isotope, not from the materials being sought, but something that has never been recorded in the Mensa analysis. Jesus Christ, in the Mensa Elementalis. There we go. Though the source lies outside mission parameters, the quest for omniscience knowledge encourages such discoveries to be pursued. Do we suspect? Follow the trail of great caution. In expedition of an ambush. Do we seek? Follow the isotope trail to its source, or do we scorn? Ignore the trail. The mission is everything.
We seek.
We seek. Unrecorded, eventually detected. Curiosity routes active. A rare sight. A disease, perhaps. Failure in reanimation protocols. Experience archive for future retrieval. Blackstone! Cohort follows the trail to the side chamber, where the straight sight awaits them. An Akron. Its construct. Form badly corroded as if rusting at high speed. As the cohort watch it flakes away into the heap of dusty, oxidized matter. Huh. Fuck yeah, go us. Glyph or down?
Let's do the glyph, and then we'll circle back around and we'll collect everything.
Yeah, alright. Let's go.
Oh no.
Yeah, just imagine Luigi in here. Mario and the Necrons know we're here.
He's walking around with his flashlight, just Mario. 3 options. This is interesting. What they twist? Let's do the right one, I guess.
Blackstone!
God damn. We're gonna be rich after this.
Oh, this is bad.
What?
No, I'm not gonna. So, okay, I usually don't read them out loud because they're glyphs and we usually just do the same thing. But that one was about an interface panel. And you chose the right one apparently because they were like, there are a lot of female ports on this panel, maybe interfacing with them would prove to increase morale.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Necrons are not in the habit of gifting resources. Perhaps fortuitous. Perhaps too good to be true. The chamber ahead appears to be a workshop with stores of ingots of varied alloys stacked up against the walls, and strange Xenos tools mounted on the ceiling. Though this does not look like the stash of adamantium the cohort is seeking, it might still be worth seeing what can be salvaged. Equipment survey. Investigate the tools. Thorough search. Search the chamber for anything the Necrons have concealed, or material acquisition. Loot the chamber for raw materials.
I guess let's just do a survey.
And survey it up?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh! Tools proved not to be for manufacturing at all, but are a form of RO surgeon unit for repairing damaged Necron warforms. This is demonstrated by the fact that the folding blades and saws attempt to remove the limbs from one of the cohort. Though the troopers' extremities are preserved, they suffer injuries before being extracted from the device. Well, that happens.
That happens as well.
Alright, one turn faster. Here we go. A swarm of Necron scarabs are scuttling around this chamber, assembling some contraption of gears and chains. It could be a replacement part for the armorilli, a model of the galaxy somewhere in Ekribit's tomb. This might provide intelligence or useful materials, but the scarabs are known to be extremely dangerous. Do we want to emoliate, purge the scarabs with fire, and take what remains? Do we want to obliterate, demolish the whole chamber? Whatever the scarabs are making must be valuable to the Necrons and should they be destroyed, or do we observe them? Try to observe the scarabs in the device that they are making.
Obliterate Exodia.
Oh yeah. Demo
Hell
charges bring the whole chamber down, filling the regions of the tomb with dim and debris. The question of what the scarabs were building will be forever unanswered, as everything inside is obliterated. The device is put beyond Necron use, but the cohort's position is obvious to anyone nearby, human or otherwise. Alright. Let's go! Run in.
What do I get for destroying shit after you mentioned it?
Hey, it's fine. Okay? Filthy Xenos. You need a purge.
Oh, sure.
Alright, scan or destroy. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. Then we got. I'm bringing the Rangers out right now. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Jeremiah, you're gonna be over here. You're gonna get that one. You're gonna get that one. You're gonna get that one. We should be good. Yeah, we should be good. Alright, cool. Alright, the boss. For everything that she was to the story itself, I feel the boss was fucking cool. It's a good choice.
It's a very cool boss fight, and for you can talk about the series or this individual game, but for the game itself, it meant a lot to like this. For a final boss fight for this game in particular, it meant a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically having, depending on how you do it, but it's like you have like the sniper battle between your mentor and, in this field of, white flowers of like every time you shoot each other, hit each other, like blood just flies on these white flowers. And while the Metal Gear Solid theme eventually plays, but for that, it's just in complete silence for. I think it takes like 7 minutes for that to actually kick in. So like you're just in complete silence while all this shit is happening. And yeah, I mean, this whole game has been about how like this person raised you, taught you everything you know, and all of a sudden now she's your enemy and has betrayed the United States and is trying to start, the Cold War or whatever. and it turns out like you basically kill her, and just to find out that she's just being used as a scapegoat for the U.S. basically, and it just kind of it raises a lot of questions for Snake, or for Boss, I should say, for Big Boss.
Mm-hmm.
And that obviously influences the rest.
It's greatest soldier in the world, Big Boss.
Jesus. Okay. Asshole.
Greatest soldier in the world, Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Does all the cool shit that we wish he could do, Big Boss.
I mean, you're not wrong. But also, fuck you.
I'm loving how this is working out.
It's great.
Yeah. Alright, first scan done. Here we go.
But yeah, I mean, it brings up a lot of questions and influences the rest of. I mean, obviously, this wasn't the actual first game in the series, but looking at it chronologically, like this influences a lot of what happens in the rest of the series. So I mean, it's just pretty crazy. Once you're done with this game, like I don't know, there's a lot of emotions, a lot of like, holy shit, that just happened, type of thinking coming out of this boss battle, to where, because this was actually my first Metal Gear Solid game.
Mm-hmm.
So this obviously, like, it's my favorite for a number of reasons. The battle system, the whatever you want to call it, the combat mechanics and all that stuff was obviously like a lot improved over 1 and 2 by this point. So there's a lot of nice, like, the shit works great. They ironed out a lot of stuff. A lot of the boss battles are very cool. Like, this is also the game that had the end.
Yeah.
And before I knew that you could just like set your clock like 100 years in the future and just kill them, or any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it was an actual fucking sniper battle against this difficult fucking boss. And you had so much going for this game, to where it made me love the whole series, and just looking forward to the next one each time. Obviously, we're kind of at the end of that, but yeah, I don't know. It's just three in particular was a great fucking game. It's my favorite Metal Gear Solid game, and I think the way it ended had a lot to do with that. So that's why it's so high up on my list in particular.
Right.
So yeah, that's the boss. Number 2, we've also talked about before. So I don't have as much Final Fantasy experience as you, so I kind of have to default to Sephiroth, just because I haven't played 6, so I can't, like, I'm well aware of Kefka's influence and badassery, but I don't have personal experience with it, or else that maybe would go on top. But that kind of pushes me into having to use Sephiroth. Not that that's bad or anything like that. That's just the only option that I have, as opposed to, I'm sure maybe for you, 6 is, or Kefka is better than Sephiroth, or maybe vice versa. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to your list. But but yeah, I mean, in such a long JRPG, because how long would you put as like the main story for that game? Isn't it like 60 hours or something like that?
It's a big one.
Like it's a time commitment for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a big one.
Especially at that time.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. And then you have multiple discs and shit. And then all the side content, obviously, if you want to count that shit too.
Yeah. So I mean, you're talking this grand adventure that you wrap it up with this guy that is just literally godly.
Mm-hmm.
You have this epic ass music. You're at the end of this adventure where you've got all these skills and hopefully pretty good stats and all this stuff. And by this point, this should really be an epic battle. I mean, especially if you have something like Knights of the Round taking up 8 minutes of your time or however long that thing actually lasts.
Oh, good lord.
You just basically turn to the anime trope of like taking 10 minutes of like transformation to get into the super mega Digimon or whatever is happening, and then just nuke the fuck out of the other side on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a very epic battle, epic music. Eventually, it leads to this one-on-one duel between Cloud and Sephiroth. That's just gives me chills.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very satisfying resolution to this, like I said, grand adventure that we've been on for however 60, 70, 80 hours, however long it takes you to get there. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't exactly want to go JRPG route the whole list, but there's a reason why it's on there and
Agreed.
so high up.
Yeah. And like the conversation about Sephiroth himself as a character, I mean, he torments you the entire game, and that kind of fits into a lot of the things that we enjoy about these bosses, is that a lot of them are with you the entire game. Like it's an antagonist that stays with you, torments you, makes fun of you, calls you a doop head, all that good shit.
Yeah, and something by the end of the game, it's just like, fuck yeah, we're finally, like, yeah. I killed you, you son of a bitch. Like, we don't have to hear this anymore.
Yeah. And, like, it's a good feeling to have, especially as the protagonist, where you're like, yo, we're doing the thing. We're going to finally end this bullshit that we've been having to deal with for this entire fucking game. Hallelujah, let's get going.
Yeah.
Can I shoot him? No, I cannot. Son of a bitch. Well, we're arc rifling now. Oh, I can't even. Can't do it.
Taking a look at this, we're about done on this, right?
Yep, we're almost finished.
Okay. It'll feel kind of anticlimactic. We'll get to one, but
well, we could talk about Sephiroth, like. So, alright. So, for me, dude, like, the most important moment of Sephiroth is when you find out that he just fucking burned everybody up. He destroyed that town, killed everybody, called it a fucking day, said, whatever, who gives a shit. And one of the things that's really pivotal to his character is because you can't truly sympathize with him, because obviously he's just a clone of Genova. But like,
right,
the rampage he goes on, his morality being like, well, I'm not fucking human, I'm a god, fuck you guys, peace, like he completely detaches himself away from all of it, and like a good villain, he's there to kill people and call it a day. But let's complete this shit up, and we'll talk more later. Cohort secures the cache of adamantium ignis and relays its location to the team of labor servitors, which can carry out the precious resource back to the tomb entrance. Excellent news, Magos. Processing of this material begins immediately. Then the Skitarii shall have the weapons they need to do their duty. My duty is done, too. Keep them fed, keep them fueled, keep them armed. This is the will of the Omnisaya. Damn. at all this
So
fucking
much
blackstone,
money.
dude. God damn. It's gonna be good.
I think this was a good deck.
Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Woo! Litany. Let's go. Next
Yeah,
six.
let's go on
The
the
next
rampage here.
6 attacks. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. Oh, lessons of the
Yeah,
underside.
keep
Gain.
going.
Oh my god, dude. Gain 9. Fuck. Ah, yeah, that's it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We will talk to you guys next time on Nick and Trav, where we'll find our new next mission.
Like, comment, subscribe, ding the bell, do subscribe, do stuff, do exciting stuff.
Do the stuff, yes, please. And go ahead, tell somebody you love them. And yeah. Alright, guys.
And then we'll see you next time.
Toodles.
Night night.